Welcome back. I'm Kelsey Fabian. It is Fitness Friday here on WBKB Early Morning, and Casey Stutzman is here from the Bay Athletic Club. Good morning, Casey.
Good morning, Kelsey. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
So now I hear you're going to tell us about the 3 mistakes that people make when involved in fitness.
Yeah, there's 3 mistakes that we see people make a lot that can really hinder their results. So let's talk about them a little bit and see.
All right. What is the first one?
So the first one would be inconsistency. A lot of times people think that, they have to go to the club like 5 or 6 or 7 days a week, but then life happens and then they miss a week or they miss 2 weeks or they miss 3 weeks and then they get back in and you kind of have this peak and valley. You're much better off just setting 2 days a week that you can go and staying consistent those 2 days a week. And then hopefully over time it'll gently evolve into more as you make room into your schedule. But don't feel like you have to go for broke right away, and don't set something that's going to be unrealistic, because that kind of up and down is just going to lead to lots of frustration.
So you're saying get into a routine.
Get into a routine, and even if it's a small routine, like 1 to 2 days a week to start off with, awesome. That's 1 to 2 days a week that you weren't doing before. So that's a huge improvement. So a lot of times we just think we have to go every day in order to see results, but you're better off just setting something you can stick with and being consistent.
And what happens if you don't go for 3 weeks?
You don't lose everything, but it's just it's constantly, it's frustrating. It's like taking 1 step forward and 2 steps backward, and 1 step forward and 2 steps backward. And from a mental standpoint, you don't get any momentum behind you. It's that momentum and it's that winning and feeling like you're getting involved, you're doing it, you're sticking with it. That's what helps keeping you going forward. And then you start to feel some of those benefits and those results, and then it's easier. Then you want to go, opposed to forcing yourself to have to go. So consistency is just key.
All right, and mistake number 2.
Mistake number 2, and this is a big one, and a lot of people who have been exercising for a while tend to make this one. It's focusing too much on just one area of fitness. So either too much time in the weight room or too much time on the elliptical and not enough combined in between. So the body has all these different systems and muscle fibers and all these different things that allow us to do what we do and move and play and do everything, but we don't want to be too focused in our training approach. I don't want to spend all my time just doing strength and resistance training and no time doing any cardiovascular work, and vice versa. I don't want to spend all my time just doing cardio and no time just doing strength. A lot of times, a lot of the ladies like the cardio classes, they like the elliptical, they don't like to touch the weights, and then a lot of the gentlemen have no idea where the elliptical or the Group X room is.
Well, for the ladies, it can be intimidating with men lifting big, heavy weights.
Absolutely. But I think we can create communities where people can start to intermingle and interweave, and it's okay to venture outside of the stuff that you do all the time. And there's so many different great resistance training options. Ladies don't have to be back in the heavy weight room lifting 90-pound dumbbells and
grunting and groaning.
Screaming. No, you can use things like a TRX suspension trainer, resistance bands, or medicine balls, and there's so many great resistance exercises that you can do with some of those pieces of equipment as well.
So now for a viewer, would you suggest them doing cardio and strength training every time they work out, both of them, or have a few days set for each?
Whatever's going to work best for them. Sometimes people, or especially if someone likes running or wants to get more into 5Ks, there is a lot of benefit to maybe doing sessions that are just longer bouts of cardio. For kind of your average goer who's just looking for the benefits of each, it's okay to kind of pepper them in a little bit, maybe 20, 30 minutes of cardio followed by 20, 30 minutes of strength in a particular workout. And sometimes it's okay to just do what you're feeling that day. If that day you're just I don't want to get on the elliptical for 30 minutes, then don't. Then go strength train. And if another day you're feeling great with it, then roll.
So do whatever works for you.
Do what you're feeling.
All right, now mistake 3. I'm unhappy about this one.
I know. We talked about this.
I don't like this one.
I'm sorry. I hated to be the bearer of bad news on this one, but yeah, you can't out-train a bad diet. I know, it's one of those things. Nutrition, eating, it's all part of the equation. They don't live separately. There's not training and nutrition. They're combined, and there's no way to separate the two. And I can't eat McDonald's and fast food and pop stuff in the microwave and not eat all day and do all these habits and then go work my butt off in the gym and expect that's going to work. One of the biggest problems with that is eating, and good food is fueling your car, right? It's gas in your tank. That gas is being used when you're at the gym. So we need to make sure we're fueling our workouts, helping to recover from our workouts. You just can't out-train a bad diet.
So you're saying the other day when I ate carrot cake and then went to the gym, that really didn't help me out?
Probably not.
What would you suggest for viewers to eat a healthy snack to fuel them right before they go to the gym, or eat a big meal before you go to the gym?
It depends on the person. Some people stomach, they can't really take a lot of food before working out. There's nothing wrong with eating before you're working out. The biggest thing comes down to food choices, right? And it's not just before your workout, it's after, it's throughout the entire course of the day. Make sure to eat. Eating's good, right? We know that. We talked last time about how breathing was good. Eating is good too. So you got to eat. You have to fuel the system. So food's got to come in. And then what comes in has to be good stuff. And that's the other big component is if I have a choice between fresh foods and unprocessed foods over processed foods or fast foods, I got to go the more fresh food route and look for things that are going to have good nutrient value. And if you do those two things alone, that's going to be a huge move in the right direction.
So if you could suggest one snack for someone to eat right before they head to the gym or an hour before they head to the gym, what would it be?
Fruits and vegetables tend to be really good ones. Some people do really well with things like yogurt or something that's going to not sit really heavy. Almonds, trail mixes. It more just kind of comes down to taste and what sits more comfortably for people before they're working out. But you can never go wrong with fruits and vegetables. I mean, there's lots of great sustainable energy in there that's going to help throughout a workout, and pair that with staying hydrated, and you're good to go.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Casey, and we'll be seeing Casey again, I'm sure, on Fitness Fridays.